This one financial product has built skyscrapers, funded retirements, and has saved families from financial ruin. And most people today don't even understand it. What if I told you that life insurance is the most powerful, misunderstood, and underused tool for building generational wealth in America? You see, too many people think that life insurance is about death. But I'm here to tell you, it's about life. It's not just a policy, it's a promise. It's not just a document, it's a declaration that you're gonna lead your family to a better financial future. Whether you're a brand new agent or just bought your first life insurance policy, get ready, because we're going to tear down the lies, reveal the truth, and fire you up with the confidence to walk in your financial purpose. Let's get started here in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's get this money. Euros, dollar bills, getting this on out. Let's get this money. 1 yen, better know I'm on it.
What's cracking, everybody? My name's Smart Guy Matt Sapaula here, hailing to you from Dallas, Texas, and I love this topic. I've been in the insurance business now for 26 years. I wrote a book about my favorite client in the book Gotcha, and by the way, due to the last, 7 days here, due to Trump tariffs and the Liberation Day, all of our clients inside this financial product, in the insurance products, has not lost a dime. Confidence, peace of mind. Why? Because of the insertion of financial products and vehicles, insurance products and vehicles inside one's portfolio. So if you haven't picked up my book, Gotcha, consider picking it up. So therefore you can avoid the 5 gotchas of money, the 5 pitfalls of building wealth that most people fall into. Now let's get into it. Before skyscrapers, before suits and boardrooms, before Wall Street had power, Rome had the right financial principle. Roman soldiers put their money into the annuitiatum, a community fund to take care of families when one of their brothers died in battle. Now that's legacy. That's love in action. That's making sure that the people that you love and care about have a financial future long after you're gone. Do you understand what sometimes we all forget? A real man doesn't just live for today, he protects tomorrow. From the ancient battlefield, the spirit of life insurance was born. But here's something even deeper most folks don't even know. The first time it was formally called life insurance was way back in 1583 in London, England. That's right. It was called life assurance, not life insurance, because they weren't covering what might happen. They were preparing for what will happen. See, insurance was for the uncertain, like fire or theft. Now, cool part here. The first recorded policy, a man named Richard Martin took out a life assurance contract on a man named William Gibbons. And with that, the idea of preparing financially for the end of one's life was born. In fact, in Britain and across the Commonwealth, life assurance is what life insurance is called today in that part of the world. In fact, I have a document here from 1884 about the history of life assurance in the United Kingdom, that this essay was first awarded to Samuel Brown Prize in 1884. And it says here right in this document, in the history of life assurance,
that life assurance is a compound growth first of our commercial necessities, aided largely by a love of speculation, or latter, and a progressive civilization. For the former, rough and ready means of estimation were resorted to. For the latter, a long and elaborate course of progressive investigation when is needed.
But life insurance here in America, Americans turned into life insurance, and we created an industry out of it. So let's fast forward to 1759 in Philadelphia. A group of pastors said, we're not leaving our families behind. So they started the Presbyterian Ministers Fund to make sure widows and orphans were taken care of. This wasn't about profit. This was about purpose. That was about protection. Now, that same fund eventually turned into today what is Lincoln Financial Group, which is the name you still see today. It proves this industry started with mission, ministry, and money aligned together. So let me be real with you. This industry, after a while, just like any other industry, does have its corruption. So in the early 1900s, scandals hit the life insurance industry. Greed, corruption, mismanagement. So what happened? New York stepped in. The Armstrong Act was passed in 1906 and said, y'all got to clean this mess up. It made companies hold more in cash reserves. No more risky business. No more back-end deals. This was a line in the sand that turned insurance into a trustworthy, regulated, and credible industry. And I would say a highly knowable industry. Now, this doesn't make it a perfect industry nor a perfect act, but is a necessary act. So let's fast forward to some of the juicy parts that many of you either have a policy or some of you got involved in insurance business to begin with. Many of you were attracted because of the tax advantage strategies of life insurance. You've probably heard of term, whole life, universal, variable life, index universal life. You've heard of annuities, index annuities, fixed annuities. The list goes on and on. So what's the difference? When were all these created? So let me break it down. The first ever policies, again, written back in the 1500s, was term insurance. Insurance for a specific period of time meant to expire. It's like renting protection. The lowest amount of cost for the highest amount of protections, the lowest premiums, the most that people have a certain specific need for, such as education planning, such as mortgage protection planning, such as protecting and paying off all debts in case something were to happen to you. This often is what you see in the TV or in commercials. Second oldest form of life insurance is called whole life, or what they used to call endowment policies. The premium is a little higher than term insurance, but it's guaranteed to pay you to the day you die. Simultaneously, it also builds savings, commonly known as cash value. Here's the downside of whole life. It's inflexible. The death benefit is inflexible. The premiums are inflexible. However, Rockefellers back in the day owned not only trusts, but whole life insurance policies to plan for their family inheritance, wealth protection, and asset protection strategies. Many of their descendants till this day has whole life policies or some form of universal life policies to guarantee wealth to be transferred and compounded from one generation to the next. Now, in the 1980s, universal life insurance was created by E.F. Hutton. Some of you remember E.F. Hutton, that when they talk, people listen. Now, the benefit of universal life is that it now had flexible premiums, had flexible death benefits. The introduction of option A and option B in terms of increasing death benefit or level death benefit. Because the knock on whole life is that when somebody passed away, that the insurance company kept the cash value in the policy and the insurance company only paid out the death benefit. Now with universal life, guess what? Through option A and option B, you can factor in pricing, and you can also factor in that when the client passes away, the insured passes away, then not only the cash value is paid to the beneficiary, but also the death benefit is paid to the beneficiary. And for the education and pricing of insurance companies to level death benefits today says that if you are paying for a level death benefit, the cash value over time replaces the cost of insurance over time. Meaning, if you have $100,000 of cash value and a $500,000 of death benefit, you're really only paying insurance internal cost-wise $400,000 in that example. Why? Because of the $500,000 of death benefit paid to you, $100,000 is of your own money. So therefore, along the life of the policy, if it's a level death benefit, less of your money is actually paying for the cost of insurance. Third and fourth generations of life insurance is now variable whole life and variable universal life. These specific policies, cash value, grows specifically with the ups and downs of the stock market. Their cash value isn't guarantees from interest or dividends, just like it was in whole life or universal life policies. Cash value inside variable policies, whether variable whole life or variable universal life, is specifically inside sub-accounts, which are basically mutual fund lookalikes. This is the most aggressive and also the most dangerous of all life insurance policies out there due to the nature of the cash value going up and down with the stock market. The cash value in these policies have a direct correlation to what goes on in the stock market and the economy overall. So if you're looking for safety, this might not be the strategy or insurance policy that you might want to put your money into. And the latest iteration of life insurance is called the Index Universal Life Policies. The benefit is the gains inside the cash value go up when the market goes up to a certain cap or percentage, but downside protection when the market drops. This is a big reason why none of our clients inside Index Universal Life Policies have lost anything due to Trump tariffs, Liberation Day, or any downsides in any Great Recession or dot-com bubble or any economic bubble, because it has the protections similar to what Universal Life has in the former iteration of this style of policy. The upside protection up to a certain percentage is called a cap. Again, the trade-off is when the market crashes, your principal and previous year's gains are not lost due to minimum guarantees baked into the contract. Now, let's talk about Uncle Sam and his relationship with income taxes. Because guess what? Because the tax codes love life insurance. Here's 3 tax codes. Internal Revenue Code 101A. Death benefits, they're tax-free. Hallelujah. Internal Revenue Code 7702. Now, Reagan's era defined how policies qualify for tax advantage growth inside the policy, and you withdraw money from a permanent life policy such as whole life, universal life, variable whole and universal life, and index universal life policies. This does not include any term insurance policies because there is no cash value. Internal Revenue Code 72E. Your cash value grows tax deferred based on this tax code. So in other words, more money for you to grow and compound with inside the cash value of the policy. Then came TEFRA, DEFRA, and TAMRA. Let me explain. TEFRA was 1982, called the Tax, Equity, and Fiscal Responsibility Act. This 1982 law laid the groundwork for defining what qualifies as life insurance for tax purposes. DEFRA, Deficit Reduction Act. Enacted in 1984, DEFRA tightened TEFRA's rules by defining the difference between taxable and non-taxable withdrawals from life insurance policies. It also introduced qualification testing for policies with cash value. And TAMRA, Technical and Miscellaneous Revenue Act, passed in 1988. TAMRA further defined the rules by implementing a 7-pay test called Premium Guidelines to prevent policyholders from overfunding their policies and then withdrawing the cash value tax-free. These are policies called inside the life insurance industry as MECs, Modified Endowment Contracts. We actually lose the tax-favored withdrawal nature of the cash value inside the policy. You know why? Because guess what happened into the 80s before these tax laws were passed? And what a lot of people were saying is, wait a minute, I can take money from my bank account and have a higher rate of return inside a policy. I can take my money from the stock market and put my money inside of insurance contracts and have my money grow there without paying a dime in tax and have this tax advantage growth, tax advantage withdrawals. Man, let me put all my money inside these things. Therein lies the political nature between people that are financial advisors, people that are insurance agents, and everything in between. Now, I've been on both sides. I've been Series 6 license, Series 63 license, Series 26 license. I was in Office of Supervisory Jurisdiction. I saw trades happen. I saw deals happen. I seen life insurance policies being sold. Today, I have a national life insurance agency. I've seen both sides of the financial industry and then realized how political it really was, that it divided many people inside the life insurance industry. That's why everybody needs to be educated. That's why I'm glad you're watching this video, because you need to know the nature of the policies and what it does, not what it is. And oftentimes you get financial advisor, insurance agents, financial advisors poo-pooing on the life insurance agent. Now, listen, I've been doing this now for 26 years. I can tell you many times that even a lot of financial advisors don't even know what life insurance does. But yet their title is financial advisor. And quite frankly, when I was a financial advisor, I was Series 6 license, I was Series 63, Series 26. You know what that Series 6 license got me to do? Not to provide financial advice, but to provide advice on specific mutual funds and variable products, annuities, and life insurance. I was brand new. I was 19. It was 1999. I'm 23, 24 years old, just brand new inside the insurance industry. I can't call myself a financial advisor because it's simple. I have a Series 6 license or a Series 63 license. But that's when many people misconstrue that word financial advisor just because they have a securities license. Now, I'm not saying that financial advisors aren't smart people, aren't intelligent people. They are. But just because they say for the word financial advisor doesn't necessarily mean they're an overall financial advisor. And even me, I went to DePaul, took my GI Bill. I studied financial planning and took all the 5 core key classes of financial planning just to be educated as a financial professional, helping clients with these specific things. Now, let me talk a little bit of truth right now too as well. Stock market is about stock market. Stock market is Wall Street. What's life insurance? Life insurance is Main Street. Common Joes, average and ordinary people. Because part of the story of life insurance in America isn't just about policies. It's really about legacy. Let me speak right now to the Black and brown community. When the rest of the world said no to us, guess what said yes to us? The life insurance industry. Let me break it down. The life insurance industry gave us the opportunity to build our own yes. In 1898, John Merrick, born into slavery, co-founded North Carolina Mutual. In 1905, Alonzo Herndon launched Atlanta Life. In 1923, A.G. Gaston founded the Booker T. Washington Insurance Company. And we cannot forget Universal Life Insurance Company in Memphis, founded in 1923 by Dr. Joseph E. Walker. Fast forward today, sadly, there's only one black owner of a life insurance company in America today. His name, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson owns Equitrust and just recently purchased Atlanta Life. He said, quote, "Of all the businesses I own, owning a life insurance company is one of the main reasons I am a billionaire." Now keep this in mind. Magic Johnson owns many different professional sports teams. He owns a part of the LA Dodgers, LAFC soccer team, LA Sparks, Washington Commanders, Team Liquid, Washington Spirit, and part of the LA Lakers. And just a little bit of history about Magic Johnson. Do you remember back in the day, Magic Johnson found out he had HIV? Remember that? Well, guess how he found out he got HIV? He found he had HIV because he was applying for a life insurance policy.
So, I walk in the office and he started talking about the test. insurance company, you got to take physicals. And then what came out of the physical was you have HIV.
Had he not applied for a life insurance policy with his life insurance agent, he probably would have never known he had HIV. Well, thank God he found out, due to the fact that a life insurance agent out there was properly doing his job to make sure he protected the greatest asset in the Magic Johnson family, which was him. The most important asset you have in your life is not your house, it's not your car, it's not your gold, it's not your stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or your business. The most important asset that you have inside your life is you. You protect our house, you protect our cars, you protect our phones, you protect purchases with insurance. Why don't you protect yourself that funds and finances everything that you own? Make sense? Now here's a thought. Talk about the history of life insurance in the Black and brown community. Think about how Black insurance agents built a business in a segregated, non-diverse, openly racist America. Who did they sell to? You're not going to find a Black insurance agent selling to a white client, are you? Not like today. Now, where were they meeting the clients? Who protected life insurance agents before there was bank transfers from your bank to an insurance company? Because back in the day, life insurance agents with all their policyholders would have had to do it every month. They had to make the rounds. They had a wallet bag to collect premiums. They go door to door, house to house, with all the policyholders, all their clients, and collect premiums in a wallet and take that wallet to the insurance companies so they're going to deposit it and they do what they do with the money they collect from clients and policyholders. Wouldn't that be a person to target for a burglary or to rob? So who protected them? Why didn't a lot of people touch life insurance agents? In fact, watch this video right here where I interviewed Master P. Master P today, a lot of people know Master P today as the entrepreneur, hip hop artist that he is, the mogul that he is. But a lot of people don't know that he's the beneficiary of a life insurance policy from his grandfather. His grandfather had him as a beneficiary, and he took that money to start No Limit Records. And in his interview, he says the people that nobody ever messed around with the hood was the life insurance agent. He also said in his interview, if you want to fix the problems in the hood, everybody should do what? Get a life insurance policy. Go check this video right here by Master P. And what's Master P today? He's making moves well beyond the music industry. He's now the athletic director for the University of New Orleans, has food products and grocery stores with his partner, Snoop Dogg, and his son. Just recently played in the national championship of the NCAA tournament. Imagine what type of head start his grandfather, who raised him in the projects in New Orleans, gave him because he had the foresight and thought and love to get an insurance policy and make him a beneficiary. So when I hear stories like this, how much more inspiring and how much more of an opportunity do we have in the Black and brown community to give access and awareness to what was kept away from us? And think about this. This industry was built on the backs of those being shouted down, looked down upon, and even died because of their desire to serve families with life insurance, a policy that can create wealth and elevate a community. The opportunity we have today, we are so blessed to be in business today in the insurance business. You are so blessed to own a life insurance policy today. Speaking of that, speaking of blessings, let's talk about another power of life insurance. Real estate and the stock market. What are we talking about? Life insurance companies aren't just paying death claims. They're moving markets, shaping cities, and lighting up the skylines. For example, over $4.5 trillion of corporate bonds are purchased by the life insurance business. More than $8 trillion of assets in the life insurance industry. And according to the American Council of Life Insurers, the life insurance industry in the United States pays out approximately $2.5 billion every day in benefits. And remember, the IRS code 101A, how much of this $2.5 billion is taxable? Well, according to 101A, zero of that death benefit is taxable. Imagine if the life insurance industry was not in America today, how much more dependent would people be on government, on churches, and charity? And speaking about in industry, the life insurance industry employs 2.8 million people. Imagine if the life insurance industry was a scam that's misunderstood, that's doubted upon, then 2.8 million jobs are gone. I mean, right now, Trump said there's a layoff of federal employees. Over 2 million employees work for the federal government. And the people that he's asked to lay off, how much of a noise has that created in the media? Well, imagine if life insurance companies, 2.8 million people, don't have a job. And let's talk about buildings. Let's talk about real estate. Here are 10 iconic buildings that a life insurance company has a namesake on. MetLife Tower in New York City. Prudential Tower in Boston, Massachusetts. New York Life Building back in New York. Transamerica Pier in San Francisco, California. Lincoln Financial Building, Greensboro, North Carolina. Guardian Building in Detroit, Michigan. Humana Building, Louisville, Kentucky. Equitable Building, Atlanta, Georgia. Phoenix Mutual Life Building, Hartford, Connecticut. Aon Center, John Hancock, CNA in Chicago, where I'm from. In fact, one of my clients is a professional wrestler. His name is Bobby Lashley. Many of you may know him as the Almighty. When we brought Bobby to deliver his policy, we actually brought him here to Dallas to speak to the powers that be in the Crown Conference Center in the National Life Group building here in Dallas. And guess who we had at that meeting? The CFO of the life insurance company. And guess what Bobby was enamored by? Because the CFO opened up the books of the life insurance company's holdings and assets. And since Bobby's also a real estate investor, he was surprised to see that there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of commercial mortgages and commercial real estate that this life insurance company owned in its portfolio. So when a life insurance company collects your premium dollars, guess what they have to do? They have to put into reserves to promise to pay those death benefit claims if need be. And also, they're also looking for investments to pay a higher rate of return to its policyholders. They give their money to that insurance company. You're leveraging the life insurance industry to make more money for yourself. And Bobby was surprised by it because what does he do as a real estate investor? He leverages the bank to buy, or hard money lenders and investors to buy real estate. And guess what the insurance industry does? They leverage your premium dollars to buy commercial buildings, real estate, and stocks, bonds, as we've covered in this video. Now, speaking of sports, here are 10 sports arenas that has the namesake of life insurance companies. MetLife Stadium, State Farm Stadium, American Fidelity Field, Progressive Field, Nationwide Arena, Highmark Stadium, TIAA Bank Field, Allstate Arena, Lincoln Financial Field, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. See, this ain't small time. This is big time. Sadly, you probably didn't even know it, that the life insurance industry has made a major impact quietly to a lot of people. It's like concrete. You know it's there because that's where the house is built upon. That's where buildings are built upon. People often don't talk about the concrete. They talk about the amenities. They talk about the roofs. They talk about the walls. They talk about the construction. They talk about everything else but what? The concrete. See, that's what life insurance is to many people's financial home. It is concrete. You build your financial home not on sand, that when the winds of life come blowing by, your financial house is blown by and destroyed. You build your financial home on concrete, on solid ground. That's what the life insurance industry is all about. This industry shapes financial systems, cities, and culture. So let me bring it home. If you're an agent and you're just getting started, or you're a policy holder wondering if you made the right decision, I'm telling you right now as you watch this video, congratulations. Yes, you did. Good decision. You are in the business of legacy. You are in the business of protecting families. You're in the business of making sure families don't get left behind. This industry needs warriors, educators, advocates, voices from the streets to the suites, voices that understand our community, our culture, and our conviction. And hear me clearly, America is changing. America is more diverse. In the next 20 years, more of our kids, more and more and more of our kids will be multicultural and biracial or triracial. By the way, I've got 5 kids. All my kids are biracial and triracial. I'm the only thoroughbred Filipino left in the family. And here's the sad part. In the communities that are being overlooked is a multicultural, middle-income demographic community of America. And this is the greatest opportunity in the insurance industry in America today. Now, I own many, many life insurance policies. I've purchased businesses. I've purchased cars. I've invested in companies based on the cash value inside my policy and based on 7702. I've been able to take withdrawals and loans against my policy without paying a dime in tax. So life insurance, for the most part, yes. Has it changed my life? It's helped. It hasn't changed my life, but my life insurance policies has greatly helped my life. What has changed my life is being involved in the insurance industry, because now I have a backdoor pass to see how money works in America through financial literacy and through wealth creation in America. I see what the richest families do. I see what these uber wealthy insurance companies and financial companies do, what these uber wealthy businesses do with money and how they invest it and how they save it. Why? Because I am involved in the insurance industry, not simply just because I have an insurance policy. So whether you're Black, Latino, Asian, immigrant, veteran, or just somebody who believes in people, this industry is calling your name. And for many of you, it's time to rise. And if you just bought a policy or just got involved in the insurance industry, I want to, again, encourage you. You've made the right move. You didn't just buy a policy. You just didn't get a license. You stepped into a calling. You stepped into a purpose. Now, when I first got involved in the business, my first year, 2 years, I was just making a living. I didn't really see what I was doing. I knew what I was selling, but I didn't realize what impact and difference I was making until somebody came. My name was Christy. She says, Matt, why do you do what you do? What excites you about what you do? I thought about it. So you know what? I love when I'm able to explain financial strategies, financial concepts the rich have used for years and decades and generations. And I can filter that knowledge. I can filter these strategies. I can filter this industry into an overlooked and underserved community. And I see the eyeballs go like this. They can't believe what they can accomplish. Not only as a client, but also as an insurance professional with a license, seeing clients or building an agency. I love the fact that my industry can transform people. And through people, I can transform families. Through families, I can transform homes. Through homes, I can make an impact in our cities. And through our cities, I can make an impact in our states. Through our states, I can make an impact in America. That's why I have offices all across the country today. And I'm not just the only one. And I'm not the only one doing it. And there's plenty of room, a blue ocean, for many people who have the courage to step forward in faith to do the same. Because this opportunity to get involved in the insurance business, for me, is an opportunity to break cycles, to create a legacy, to be the bridge, to be the one person to break a generation's financial struggle, and also be the next generation's security and confidence. I look at right now as a son and as a father, as a grandparent. I'm taking care of my parents right now. And thank God through the principles I write in the book, Gotcha, somebody introduced me to this industry so I can learn the rules of the game, so I can understand the insurance industry. Guess what? My mother and father retired. I retired them years ago. My in-laws retired them years ago, living their best life, the golden chapter of life, living their best life now without a financial worry, without a worry about healthcare costing them and employing their finances. Why? Because we have financial strategies with insurance products and policies that pay for those things like healthcare, like for the retirement income. When I think about my children, education planning for them, think about my grandkids, the future inheritance they're going to receive from our family trust. Why? Because I got involved in the insurance business and bought insurance policies to make sure that happens, just like the Rockefellers have done, just like the Bushes have done, just like the wealthiest family, just like the Kennedys have done. I'm doing the same. So here's my question for you. Will you protect your people? Will you educate your community? Will you lead with purpose, not just profit? Because when the policies eventually pay out, it's just not tax-free money that shows up, according to Section 101A of the IRS code. What shows up is love. What shows up is family leadership. It's the echo of your decision to make an impact in your family of what you've done today. That shows up when that tax-free check shows up. I've often said it only takes one person, a family's generation, to make a decision to plant a financial flag in the ground that changed the bloodline of that family forever. Will it be you? Go out there, go make your move, because the future of this industry and the future of our families is now on your lap. Please put your biggest takeaway in the comment section below. Share this with anybody who just purchased an insurance policy. Share this with anybody that got involved in the insurance industry. I don't care what company you're with. I don't care what carrier you have. You're an investor in your family's financial future and the family legacy. And I salute you for having the courage to do so. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the doubters. The greatest financial asset that one can ever purchase from a tax advantage standpoint with the least amount of money you got to put into it is a life insurance policy. One of the most noble industries you could have got ever involved in is being an agent, a financial professional, insurance professional in the insurance industry. That being said, subscribe, drop your comments below. What's been your biggest takeaway? And make sure you stay posted for another video coming up here soon. Make sure to watch these 2 videos here from Master P. Use life insurance to make millions. From Dallas, Texas, I'm your money smart guy. And until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today.